I heard about this crazy story right here. This crazy story happened back in August, and that's when I was on my vacation. So I pretty much done missed this story right here. Now apparently, this 23-year-old dumbass bitch right here that y'all are looking at is a former TikTok user. She made a couple of dancing videos on TikTok along with her daughter, which I kind of find that very disturbing. You making a video dancing with your daughter in front of fucking pedophile audience. I mean, I'm not saying every audience that's watching the videos are pedophiles, but I just don't understand why parents are, especially women's, they make videos trying to use their daughters to dance with them in the video and shit. Like, I just find that very disturbing. Very disturbing. I knew from the beginning when I first saw her, I knew right then something ain't clicking with this dumbass bitch head right here. So apparently this bitch right here is charged with manslaughter for killing her daughter. And you want to know what the fucked up part is, people? From according on what I heard, as soon as she killed her daughter, I believe it was weeks or maybe days later, 2 or 3 days later, or weeks later, she made a video. The picture that you see on the left, she made a video crying and had a music in the background, said she missed her little angel, said she's sorry. And I believe she sat there and danced there for a little bit. She sat there and danced. After days after killing her daughter, you're going to sit there and make a fucking video and then sit there and cry and then dance? Then fucking dance after what you and your so-called punk-ass boyfriend did? Now, that's the most creepiest shit I've ever known. You kill your own daughter, and then weeks later, you get on camera and you start dancing a little bit, even though you know what you did was fucked up. But how the fuck can you keep a straight face like that? Especially dancing. Dancing in the video. I mean, something's mentally wrong with you. Mentally wrong with you for doing that. Apparently, the boyfriend is being accused too. He's basically being accused of killing the daughter too. They both are charged with murder. I think they gave her 15 years. They gave him 15 years. But y'all want to know what the fucked up part is that when she and the boyfriend, and let me just say this, the boyfriend is not the father, okay? He's not the father of that 3-year-old girl. He's not the father. So let me just get that out the way. He is not the father. But I do notice that when they was asking him questions, he was basically saying like, well, she ain't my daughter. Just shamming it off like he didn't give two fucks about the girl, which I don't understand women's like y'all. This is what my grandmother told me a long time ago. My grandmother told me this. She told me this a very long time ago, is that sometimes when you bring a person around your child, and even though they're not the father or the mother of that child, you still have to pay attention on how they react around your child. Yes, when they come around you in front of your child, yes, they're going to pretend like they're in love with the child and smile in front of you, right in front of your son and daughter, and saying like, yeah, I love your son and daughter. Yes, they're gonna wear a mask on their face and pretending that they love your child right in front of you, in which they really don't. This guy right here just had a mask on his face the whole time and probably made this dumb bitch believe that he cared about he and her daughter, but he was just in it for the sex. And that's what my grandmother was telling me a long time ago, is that sometimes, you got guys like him that try to turn you against your own damn child. And that's what my grandmother told me. Don't ever let a motherfucker try to turn you against your own child. If so, you a sorry ass motherfucking parent for that shit. Sorry as hell. Deserve to get beat the fuck up for that kind of shit. Feel what I'm saying? But my grandmother was basically telling me that the only way to find out sometimes if a motherfucker is faking, like pretending to be, pretending to like your child, because my grandmother told me the only way to find out, because my grandmother told me how she used to do it back in her days, because, my grandmother, she's old school. But what she did back in her day, in her old school, that if she brings some man around her child, and even though he's not the father of the child, what she would do, she'll pretend like she's going to the bathroom or go into the bedroom and kind of like close the door a little bit, but really be peeping and watching and see how he interact with her son and her kids. And if she see that he's not interacting with them not well, then that's a fucking red flag. Cause my grandmother told me she did that shit all the time. She never told those guys that she watched them. Cause she'd be like, "Oh well, I'm going to the bathroom," or "Well, I'm going to the bedroom real quick. I forgot something. I'm gonna go change real quick." But all along, my grandmother told me she'd be standing there peeping, watching them, how he react around how that person act around their kids. That's what my grandmother did when she was young back in her days. She said she never really had that kind of issue, but my grandmother was basically trying to say that's the problem with these young girls in this generation. They don't take time to watch these guys, see how they interact with them. Of course, when the guy's around you, of course he's gonna pretend like he's in love with your daughter, or he likes your son. Yes, I'm crazy over your daughter. I'm crazy over your son. Yes, they're gonna pretend, male or female. They're gonna pretend. You know what I'm saying? But with him, I don't think he really hit it though, because accordingly, police records saying that they got some old text message from their phone, and the mother saying that I'm gonna kill her because she pooped on herself, and the boyfriend said, "Yeah, do it for me, babe," and she said, "I will." So apparently, I don't think he really hit it. I think he let it be known, but I think this dumbass bitch right here actually allowed him to put his hands on his 3-year-old daughter. You know what I'm saying? Now, dude, I understand you're not the father of that child. I understand that. I understand you're not the father of the child. So apparently, dude, you knew that this woman was abusive, because according on witnesses, they saying that they seen her smack her 3-year-old daughter in the head. Even neighbors and witnesses saying they seen that shit before her death. And dude, you knew all along about this shit. You knew. Yes, we understand that she's not your daughter. We understand she's not your flesh and blood. Okay, dude, we fucking get it. But dude, you could have fucking stopped that shit. You could have fucking stopped that, or reported to the fucking police and told the police that my girlfriend is abusing his 3-year-old daughter. Dude, you could have done that. But instead, you didn't give a fuck about that. Nigga, all you cared about was the fucking sex. Let me tell you something. If I'm with a woman, and even though that's not really my child, if she's about 3 or 4 years old, and even though I know she's not my child, I am not going to sit back and let some mother sit there and beat the shit out of a fucking 3 or 4 year old child like she beating on an adult. There's no way I'm going to sit back and stand back for that shit. Because first of all, I'm going to go up to her ass and tell her, "Bitch, you want to hit somebody, hit me. You sitting there beating on a 3-year-old child like she's an adult. You want to hit somebody, bitch, hit me. I'll slap you back and let you know how the fuck it feels. And then I'm going to end up calling the goddamn fucking police on your ass." That's what I'm going to do. Fuck that shit. This motherfucker right here could have stopped it. He could have stopped this shit. You knew she was abusing her daughter. You seen her smacking your daughter upside the head and do that stuff. And even though it's not your daughter, because he's looking at her like, "Well, it ain't my daughter. Not my responsibility." Motherfucker, you could have saved that child's life. You could have saved her life. But I guess he's one of these guys that felt like it ain't my responsibility. Motherfucker, it's not like they're going to ask you to adopt her. Even if you would have went to the police, yes, they would have took her daughter away from her. But it's not like they're going to sit there and ask you, "Well, here, sir, now it's your responsibility. Even though it's not your child, it's your responsibility now." No, they would not have done that. They would not have done you like that. But this motherfucker right here felt like that, "Oh, it ain't my child. I don't give a fuck." Motherfucker, I hope you get your motherfucking ass beat up in prison, man. Both of you motherfuckers. I hope both of you motherfuckers get beat the fuck up in prison for this damn shit. You want to fight somebody? You want to hit on fucking 3-year-old kids? How about fight somebody grown, motherfucker? Fight somebody that will fight your ass back. Fucking coward ass motherfuckers. Straight up fucking cowards. Fucking beating on a fucking 3-year-old. Like I said, I mean, there's no way that I would just sit back and watch a grown ass woman just beat up a 3-year-old child, whether she's my child or not. I can't sit there and stand by and just watch that shit. Like, what fucking maniac would just sit there and just allow someone like her to beat on her child like that? And then she actually said, like, hey, you want to beat on my 3-year-old daughter too? Yeah, go here and kick her. Slap her just like how I slap her. That's what these two sick freaks does. They one of these sick freaks out here. Sick fucking beyond psychotic freaks. I mean, I don't know, people. It's just very sickening. It's like I said, it's no way I can sit back and allow a woman to beat up a 3-year-old child like that. There's just no way. I'd have went over there and beat the shit out of this woman. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never hit a woman in my life, but father or no father, there's no way I'm going to stand back and just watch a grown-ass woman just sit there and just stomp on a 3-year-old kid and kick the 3-year-old kid and just beat her up like she's an adult. There's no way I would have stand back and watched that shit or even allowed that to even happen, because I would have charged over there and slapped the shit out this bitch and beat the fuck out this bitch. That's what I would have done. A real man would have done that. A real man would have done that. A real man is not going to sit back and watch an innocent child get beat up like that. Damn the fucking sex. I don't give a fuck about the sex, but when it comes to the kids, the children, hell no, I'm not going to stand back for that shit. I don't care if she's my daughter or not. I'm not going to stand back and watch a parent sit there and beat up a child like that. That is very sickening and disturbing. And this motherfucker right here, like I said, he could have stopped it. He could have stopped it. He could have stopped all that. Or he could have went to the police. Or he could have went to social service. He could have reported her to social service. This dude could have done that. But instead, he rather volunteered and joined in with her to beat up her daughter. I hope they fry your ass in prison. I hope they beat the shit out of both of you motherfuckers in prison. And they gave them 15. I think they gave her 15 years. And they gave him 15 years. They gave the boyfriend 15 and 16 years. They should have gave them life. Because y'all basically tortured that little girl. Y'all fucking tortured her. Y'all sat there and beat her up and you fucking tortured her. That's basically what you sick fucks did. I hope they're giving y'all hell in prison, because as a matter of fact, I hope you both die in prison. Anyway, peace.